Gwen Berry facing more backlash after turning her back on the flag during the national anthem. Take a look at this if you haven't seen it already. Now, multiple lawmakers are calling for her to be removed from the Olympics. Republican Senator and veteran Tom Cotton tweeting this: if Gwen Berry is so embarrassed by America, then there's no reason she needs to compete for our country at the Olympics. But the White House is doubling down to defend Gwen Berry's actions. Listen.
Is incredibly proud to be an American and has great respect for the anthem and all that it represents, especially for our men and women serving in uniform all around the world. He would also say, of course, that part of that pride in our country means recognizing there are moments where we are, as a country, haven't lived up to our highest ideals. And it means respecting the right of people granted to them in the Constitution to peacefully protest.
So let's bring in Republican strategist Charles Blaine and Democratic strategist Kelly Hyman. Charles, I'll start with you. Should she be able to compete in the Olympics?
I think she should be able to. I think she should choose not to. I mean, if she doesn't feel that the country represents her values, or if she can't represent the country's values, then I think she should make the decision against that. But I don't think that she should be banned from participating in it, because ultimately what it was her God-given talent that got her there. But I definitely don't think this is an effective way of getting her message across.
Yeah, let's bring up the two athletes who came in first and second in the qualifying, who people aren't necessarily talking about, but they should be: Deanna Price and Brooke Anderson, who stood there with their hand over their heart and faced the American flag, while Gwen Berry was pulling her antics behind them. What do you think should happen, Kelly?
Well, I don't think she should be banned from the Olympics. I do believe that everyone has their right to protest, and she has stated that she believes that she was set up, that they weren't supposed to play the anthem at that time that she was there. But we have to remember that she has protests back in the past, and why? Because of civil injustice. And I think it's important for us to talk about those issues that are affecting all Americans.
Yeah, and we also know, though, that the spokesperson for the USA Field and Track event, Susan Hazard, she stated on the timing of the anthem, because Gwen Berry did try to use that as an excuse, but the spokesperson said the national anthem was scheduled to play at 5:20. We didn't wait until the athletes were on the podium for the Hammer Throw Awards. The national anthem is played every day according to a previously published schedule. So it does seem like, Charles, that was just another excuse that Gwen was trying to use.
I definitely think so. I mean, she even had the shirt ready that said activist athlete that put over her head. So she was prepared to protest. And so it's just shocking to me, though, that she came out there with a mission to do that. And now that she's trying to pretend as though that wasn't the case. And then she also said that she didn't think it was going to cause as much of a stir as it did. But of course it was going to cause a stir. So I think if she went out there with the intention of doing this, she should own it now that she's getting the response that she wanted.
Yeah, and she also issued a statement and said that, the reason that she was there, amongst other things, is to bring attention to systemic racism. But Charles, do you think that's the reason that she should be there, or should it be more about a team effort and representing all of America?
Well, I definitely think that athletes should use their platform to advocate for things that they believe in, but I don't think that's the reason that she should be there, and I don't think that's the reason that she is there. She's there because she is a talented athlete, and she made it to the Olympics, which very few athletes do. And so using the platform is, I understand her reasoning for that, but I don't think using these excuses to try to get out of the backlash that she's getting is really appropriate at this point.
I want to bring up this video that I saw online, Kelly, and get your response to this, and Charles as well, because it's such a difference. This was back in 2016, the Olympic trials. U.S. Army Reservist Sam Kendricks in this video. We can pull it up. Watch what happens. What a difference, Kelly. Your thoughts on this?
I think that it's important for us to remember that she stated that she is a proud American, and absolutely, people have died for our country, and God bless our country. But I think it's important for us to stand up for the issues and discuss the issues that are affecting all Americans. And that's one of the issues about racism in our society.
But why put a T-shirt over your head? Why draw the attention away from, your fellow team members when you're talking about America? This is a time where she came in third, but why do that? Put this activist T-shirt over your head, turn your back on the flag during the anthem.
Well-
if that's sorry.
No, Charles,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Charles and then Kelly. Charles.
Well, listen, like I said before, I understand that athletes want to use their platform to advocate for things, but that's exactly it. It took away from the moment here, and it wasn't an effective message. Now everyone leaves, and many people are angrier at the situation than they are willing to listen to her and listen to the things that she wants to talk about. A better, more effective way to do this would have been to just proceed with this and go off with endorsements and platform and build your platform to be able to advocate for the things you believe in without having, half of the country turn on you because they disagreed with the way that you protested.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was so much about what she was protesting for, and it was more about herself. Kelly, final word.
I believe in the First Amendment, and that's what makes our country great. We can agree to disagree, and people are entitled to their opinions and what they say, and that's what makes our country so great.
All right. Charles and Kelly, thank you both very much for joining us today.
Thanks for
Thank you,
having me.
Heather. Great to see you.
Great to see you too, as always.